All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Peace, love, and happiness, family. I am your host, author, and sister friend, MB Mosley. So let's get into it as I teach you how to unpack your dreams from the spiritual realm. Understand that I will always give you all my disclaimer. I'm giving you a dream interpretation of my dreams as it pertains to the spiritual realm, and I'm giving you an interpretation of my dreams as it pertains to my waking life. So whether or not you and I have the same dream, it all depends on the waking life and where you are at within your waking life. And so that's why it's important for me to teach you all how to do a dream interpretation so that you understand the nooks and crannies and be able to really decipher what the message is from that dream interpretation. Understand that my dream interpretations are spiritually based and culturally based as well. All right. As we dive into it, let's get into a dream. Understand that the manifestations of dreams can take 24 hours, 48 hours, a week, 2 weeks, months, years, generations. So that means just because you have a dream today doesn't mean it will manifest itself tomorrow. Take heed. The dream world, dream state, spiritual realm is a way of, it's a window of looking at what's to come and the manifestations that are warning you of what's to come as well. All right, on this particular dream breakdown, I'm going to look at a dream as an example of a dream that manifested itself within about a week from having that dream. And so, this dream that I had, as you all know, dreams could be a little bit funny and weird and just, you know, and you know. Anyway, so I was in a car driving. We were in a car driving down a road. It really the dream was just remember being in the car. My cousin who was in Japan was driving. I was in the passenger seat. In the back seat was my sisters, my two younger sisters, and we were driving on the minute the dream started was we were driving on this curve. We were approaching a curve to the left. But before we approached the curve to the left, straight ahead was this big pool, big house. And for some reason, she missed the curve and the car went airborne and the car ended up in the swimming pool. Next thing I know is I'm atop the pool. And I'm looking around and there are like people by the pool, a few, 3 or 4 people by the pool chairs, but I cannot see my cousin or my sisters. So I'm freaking out. I'm on the top of the pool and I'm looking now down. Water is clear. I could look all the way down, and there's people down in the swimming pool. So what happens is I dive back into the water and I try to get all the way to the bottom, but I can't. I cannot get to them. And then I come back up for air and I get back on top of the side of the pool and I look back down. And by the time I look back down, my cousin is on top of the pool. My one other sister is above the pool, but my one sister is still down there. But looking down, it's like these like dark entities are around her. So I jump back in to try and help her with no avail. And I just woke up. I obviously woke up in deep prayer for that one. Rebuke. Okay. Anyway, so let's get into the breakdown real quick. First part of the dream, what do we see? We see a car. What did we say? What's the vibe? At that time in the car, we were like, my cousin was like talking, but I couldn't hear her voice, and it was just like, it was like a girls' trip or something. We're just having a good time. And the vibe was neutral, I should say. And let's now distinguish. The neutral is an understatement. It was probably a happy vibe because we're all just chilling in the car. She was driving and having a good time or whatever. It seemed. And so let's break down the car. What is a car typically symbolized in a dream? Remember, this is going according to your waking state and my waking state. And as this is my dream, at that time, the car was representing we were going places. It seemed like a journey. So, sometimes cars can represent going places. It could be a journey, and it can also represent whatever it is that you're going through at that time during your waking state. The reason why I keep making this disclaimers is let's say if a person is going through a divorce, maybe the vehicle is the journey through that divorce, helping you navigate. Maybe you're dreaming you're doing an open top road trip and all you see is marigolds everywhere, listening to, I don't know, Celine Dion or something, and just having you vibing in a car. So it's a journey that's ushering you into your next state of life, you know. So that's why I always want to really caution your next stage in life. If you're that person that's going through the divorce and you have that dream, let's say, so but probably that dream is telling you that everything's gonna be okay, the marigolds are yellow, great warm color, open top, you're free, and the wind is blowing through your hair, the vibe is exciting. Okay, I digress. So anyways, we're in the car, we're going places, it's a journey. That's what the car is symbolizing for me at that time in my waking state. And so let's look at when we break it down. All right, so there's four people in the car. And if you remember on our first podcast, we looked at the number four in my waking state at the age of 25, which that number four in that dream is going to represent something different this time around, because in the car, in the journey that we're going places, me, which is my cousin, my sisters, and myself, the four of us, this time the number four can also represent, like I said, the vibe was happy. So patience, right? Just to let you know, because we still, dissecting it, and you understand when we come full circle, wisdom and trust. Okay, so four of us, that number could represent patience, wisdom, trust. And cousin is family. She's my favorite cousin, so she's very trusted. She has great wisdom, great patience. My sisters, uh, in the car, like I said, I'm in the passenger seat. My cousin is driving. And so my cousin, a trusted person, is driving the vehicle that's taking us on a journey. We're going places. And then in the back seat, I have both of my sisters. Now, when you dissect the back seat, y'all got to get into it. Just because you're in a car, it doesn't stop there. Where are you sitting in a car? In the back right side, back left side. Everything is symbolic if you're going to try to get to the nooks and crannies of your dream interpretation. All right, so in the back seat is my sisters. So what does the back seat represent of a car with my sisters at that time? Not in control. So I got both of my sisters in the back seat, and the back seat can represent not in control. Remember that. Not in control. And then car gets airborne, we end up in a pool. Pool is water. What does water mean in this dream? In someone else's dream, it could really mean the purifying of the soul and a new beginning, yada yada yada. In this term too, it could also mean purifying of a soul, probably a new beginning. The water is clear. It's clear water. Clear water typically tends to represent a new beginning as well. However, you got to look at the water. Is it murky? What color is the water? Is it blue? Is it green? What does that color mean? All right. So, like I said, the pool water is blue. It's clear water. So blue can represent truth, wisdom. We see that again. Truth, wisdom, loyalty, openness, tranquility. Okay. And take into consideration when you see two things meaning the same. We've seen that in the number four. We're seeing that in the color blue as well, right? And then, so what else does a pool represent? Sometimes a pool or a body of water can represent danger. Danger. Okay, I'm talking about my waking state with this dream. And so now, in that dream, when I get to the top, the car is airborne. It ends up in the water. I see people representing as though they're drowning because I can't see them on the top. This first time I go down, and drowning can mean an overwhelming feeling. And then I come back on top. My cousin and my other sister are at the top, but I can't see my other sister who's still at the bottom. It looks like these dark entities are around her, hovered around her, which was weird because it's like they're standing on water. They're all down there. And she looked helpless, so I was trying to help her. And so these dark entities here could definitely just represent dark entities, dark energy, bad energy, and trying to save her. Remember, when you're breaking down dreams, not everything's gonna always be symbolic, symbolic, symbolic. Because trying to save her could literally be trying to save her still within the spiritual realm and within the waking life. And we mentioned drowning being overwhelmed. Okay, it's an overwhelming feeling. All right, let's go back to that dream. We started off with the dream. My sisters are in the back seat. I'm in the passenger seat. We're driving. The car is airborne. My cousin is a trusted person with wisdom and patience. My sisters are in the back seat. We end up airborne in the water. However, the pool can also mean danger. What is going on there that could mean danger? We end up in the water. The water is blue. Also representing the trust and wisdom that we found, um, and also representing trust and wisdom that we found in the number four of the traveling people in the car. That back seat there's something not in control in the back seat. There's dark entities at the bottom of the pool. I'm trying to save my sister. It's a drowning situation, it seems, and it's so overwhelming, but I can't. I go back on the second time, but I cannot save her. So about a week after that happens, my sister ends up in the hospital in a very dire situation, where she was fighting for her life. And it's a sister that was at the bottom of the pool. On this dream, I called my mom. We prayed and so forth. And she's doing okay right now. She's getting back to the norms of life. But when I look at this dream here, my sister, the condition she's in, she has lost the control of her life. Something has gotten a grip off her, and that she's trying to fight literally for her life. And what it represents is those dark energies, entities that I seen in the dream that were trying to probably pull her, snatch her soul, and or just really cause permanent harm to her. Coming into the revelation of that dream, of course, like I said, I'm giving you tools to learn how to do dream interpretations, whatever your beliefs are and culture and background, that's fine. Me personally speaking, I pray when because not, and I'm doing this dream interpretation so you understand that you're not always, it's not Disneyland. You're not always going to get happy dreams. You're going to have dreams that manifest themselves that are there to warn you of dangers to come. My sister, the disease that she has is literally, um, without giving too much of her condition, because she, I haven't talked to her about this. But what I want to say is it makes sense why those dark entities were down there manifesting themselves. It's overwhelming because my sister it's a hopeless condition. Sometimes you can look at it like that. And so, and her being in the back seat, not being in control, and the journey, this is the life, and in the journey and the path in which she is also going on, and we are here to help her. And what we have to do as a family unit, my cousin included, and my entire family, is that we hope that she trusts us within this process. And within this process itself, we've had to really use a lot of wisdom and a lot of patience so that she could get well. All right, guys. So that is the breakdown of that dream. And like I said, I wanted to also give you a dream interpretation of that. Like I said, dreams slash visions look within to the future. Sometimes it's a manifestation of what's to come, good or bad. Sometimes it's within 24 hours, a couple of days, a week, a month, or a generation later. But I love you guys that much. And remember, look to the spiritual realm, for there you will find the answers you need. Trust yourself and let life unfold naturally.